welcome back to another episode of TPN Talks with Leticia. And we have a very special guest, our Marketing and Communications Manager, Kiley Yuthas. So, Kiley, welcome. If you could just maybe start by introducing yourself and talking a little bit about your role at TPN and maybe what your day-to-day kind of work looks like.
Thanks so much for having me. So my name is Kiley. I use she, her pronouns. Like you said, I'm the Marketing and Communications Manager here at TPN. And so I have the privilege of getting to work with everybody across the agency to help tell all of the stories that happen here at the Pathfinder Network every single day. So, my goal really in this work is to share our work out with the community, build community support, build awareness for TPN and what we're doing out in the community every day. And that can look like social media posts, emails, managing our website, making flyers, creating brochures and stuff for programs, helping with special projects like the Impacts of Incarceration video library and the 30th anniversary, stuff like that. And then also, my favorite part is just getting to sit down with people inside and outside of our organization and hear their stories and help, write stories that we can share out with our community that really demonstrates the impact of the work that we're doing. So I'm really lucky to get to work with people all across the agency and hear all of the best, most wonderful stories from everything that we do.
Wonderful. Thanks for sharing that. And just I think the variety of different projects you get to work on and the variety of folks that you get to work across the agency is really unique. Not everyone has a role like that. So I'm really glad that you lifted it up for everyone, and also that everyone gets an opportunity to get to work with you and to experience the storytelling process and learn and grow so that they can be a part of that as well. So I'm so glad that you're here doing that work and that we get to be, the recipient of all your talent and skills. So very cool to hear that. Let's talk about our mission a little bit. So you all know our mission is to provide justice system impacted individuals and families the tools and support that they need to be safe and thrive in our communities. So talk a little bit about what that mission means to you.
Yeah, I grew up in Portland. I went through Portland public schools. I, have spent a lot of time in a lot of the neighborhoods and communities that we serve. And there's something so special about serving the community that made you and getting to see, at TPC, the way that Vic engages with the youth there is exactly the way that I needed somebody to be engaging with me when I was a teenager here in Portland. And so there's something just so healing and so wonderful about working for an organization whose mission, I know many people have said this before, but really is to help people thrive right where they are, wherever they are, in ways that, having the lived experience I have, I can really identify how those supports would have been beneficial to me. And I think that's the other amazing part that I love about this agency is that because we have such a breadth of lived experience, we are able to show up for people in these really, really beautiful ways and show up for each other in these really beautiful ways. And I think one of my favorite things also I'm talking too long, but one of my favorite things about working here is just how generous all of our staff are with their stories, their experiences, the photos and stories and quotes that come out of their day-to-day interactions, their successes from their programs. There's such this atmosphere of wanting to be giving with your stories and knowing that it serves this purpose of lifting up the whole community. So I absolutely love working for the Pathfinder Network, and getting to tell stories from around this agency is just such an honor.
Thank you. I love the way that you've really helped bring our work to life in new ways. I think your just creativity and always bringing that really kind of stretching the lens and thinking about how we can both honor people's stories, but also do it in a way that really respects them and lives out our values and beliefs and our commitments to things like diversity, equity, inclusion, justice, and belonging. So it's so cool to see the stories that you were just, lifting up for every one of us. just be told in such a beautiful, powerful, empowering way. So it's been a gift for TPN and everyone that we impact in our community. So so lucky to have you doing that work. I'd love to talk a little bit about your thoughts on our future, what you're excited about, what you're working on maybe that you feel will, help us to do our work differently, or what you see on the horizon for us.
We're at such an amazing growth point in this organization. And I'm so excited as we're, coming into our 30th year and going into this whole summer of celebrating 30 years of the Pathfinder Network. I just think that we're really looking back at all of the ways that we've grown over the last, especially, 2 to 5 years, and creating all these beautiful, ambitious, big plans for the future. So I am, obviously so excited. Everybody's heard me talk at length about the impacts of incarceration video library launching. I'm so excited to be able to get, some version of TPC and some support and, sense of being seen for youth and other people who are incarcerated to be able to access, regardless of if they have a club in their neighborhood, regardless of if they know anybody else who has been impacted by incarceration. I'm just so excited to see that project launch. And then also I'm really excited, like I said, about the 30th anniversary storytelling efforts. I think that there's a really beautiful story to be told about how we have grown in these last 30 years as an organization, and all these wonderful plans like with Path Forward 2026 that we're making for the future. And I'm working on a campaign called the 30 Stories for 30 Years campaign, where we're really just kind of telling the story of TPN through the stories of the people in our community, and recognizing that we are made up of all of these amazing people who have incredible stories, and really, just lifting up them in their own words. So I've really had the honor of being able to talk to some people already, and just learning more about the organization, hearing about our history, and being able to share people's stories in honor of our 30th anniversary is something that I am so excited about.
So many amazing things happening across the organization that are strengthening our ability to, carry out our mission, but also positioning us to continue to do that in the future. So is there anything else that you would want to share with our community, or kind of any last words from you today, Kiley?
I know that everybody who's interacted with me knows how excited I am about telling stories, but I just really want to say that any TPN employee who's watching this, your personal stories and the stories that you see and create every single day, whether you share them or not, are absolutely so valuable and really just make up the heart of the work that we do here. And especially to all of the people who have shared stories with me, who have reached out to me, who have brought me into their work and been vulnerable and invited me to participate in these really incredible celebratory moments. I just want to say thank you so much for sharing with me. And if you ever have anything that you want to share, even if you don't know if it's going to be a story that you can share externally, I always want to hear it. I'm always here to celebrate your successes with you and hear all of the stories that are happening here at TPN.
That's an amazing invitation. I want to thank you again, Kiley, for joining today on another episode of TPN Talks with Leticia. And thank you all for joining out in our community. We'll see you next time.